This is the One Piece Podcast, episode 912 for the week of Monday, March 30th, 2026. My name is Zach.
And my name is Ed.
And my name is Steve.
And on today's show, he's the very special guest, translator for One Piece and Weekly Shonen Jump and Manga Plus, Stephen Paul, joins us. How's it going, Stephen?
It's going well. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad you can make it. We have the official archivist? I am going to pronounce it like that.
Archivist, yeah,
Yes.
It sounds fancier.
We have Ken O'Connor joining us once again. How's it going, Ken?
Hello, everybody. Glad to be back.
And our, I want to say perennial, but it's more than that. Our more frequent special guest that I'm always as happy is here. That I am always happy comes here to the show. Wow, I've lost it. It's just gone. I'm blaming this on COVID specifically. We have Golfer here as a Golfer.
Howdy, y'all. It's so glad to be back.
It's contagious.
It is.
Well, actually, it is extremely contagious. Thank you, Golfer, for coming on again. Yeah, I am on the very tail end of COVID at the moment, so if I'm making less sense than usual...
That sucks.
Today on the One Piece Podcast, we go through Chapter 1178. We also have some Piece Together. Before we get started, there's a ton of One Piece news, but I need to talk about our news here at the podcast. If you haven't noticed, every Wednesday we, barring one, we have been releasing episodes of Opla, our live action focused podcast. There it is, Ed. Thank you.
Yeah.
This season so far, we've already had Michaela Hoover, who played Chopper, Brendan, who we just had on last week's episode, and this Wednesday we have Mark Herelick, who plays Dr. Herelick on the show.
Again, that name is too close.
Nominative determinism.
Right.
Yes, that's apparently what that's called. I will be searching for that when you listen to the interview this Wednesday. But Steve, you were on the interview for that. I don't know.
Yeah, and it was phenomenal.
That was a Steve Yurko endorsement and review. We also have Rob Coletti coming on the following week. The singer-songwriter Aura will be on the following one. And the one, I think I mentioned this last time, but we have the folks from Frame Store who did the VFX for Chopper, bringing him and also all the rubber effects and so on to life. Excited for that one. That's all April. You'll have extra bonus episodes of the One Piece Podcast. They'll be on this feed and on a separate feed if you only want to listen to the live action stuff. Now, One Piece news. Actually, before One Piece news, patreon.com/One Piece Podcast. Steve, the Sticker of the Month crew hasn't started yet. We're at the very end of March as we're recording this, but I think the next poll is coming out either this week or next week, right?
That's right.
What the sticker this month is it the Vegapunk one?
No, you're way
that's
off.
2 months ago. Sorry,
It was the Emu Eating Faces party.
Oh, of course, Emu Eating
Harold.
Faces.
Fell for it again.
Yeah.
Yes, we mentioned that last week. Again, blaming all of my mental issues on a disease this week. So yeah, check us out there.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Thank you, Steve. $5 a month or more. You get everything except the Sticker of the Month and some other fun stuff at $12 a month. And we have other tiers. Just check that all out. Patreon.com/One Piece Podcast. Now, One Piece news. Elbaf is happening in the anime. Is that next week already? It is.
Next week.
Yeah, next week.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the first trailer came out. I don't know if you all have any thoughts on what you saw so far.
I haven't watched it.
Thank
It's
you.
a good looking episode. Yeah, they're definitely coming back with some.
Is there a new opening?
really- Yes.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I'll have to watch that.
Right.
Well, it's not out yet.
Okay.
You
I
can
see.
next week.
But it's been named, Zach. There's
Yes, the name
There's
for
the
opening
ball.
29 is Luminous by Aina the End, who I believe did Don Da Don season 2, one of the openings.
Oh,
Yeah, I believe. I should have written that down, but
I trust
looked
you.
this up. That's weird. You shouldn't do that.
Okay, fine.
But
I don't believe you.
that's why I have Stephen on, Ken. His skepticism. Yeah, it looked gorgeous. I'm trying to remember like what the direction reminded me of there. It's like almost like that puffy looking, I don't know how to quite describe it. Straw Hats. But
Like a softer look to them, kind of.
Yeah.
You mean, or
yeah, well, definitely they are taking full advantage of the Oda red cheeked everyone because of the snow. In certain sections of Elbaf. So that part's adorable, but we also have voice actors. Yuichi Nakamura as Loki, which if anyone follow my advice to watch Orb on the Movements of the Earth would know, the guy with the eye patch in that show is that same voice actor. And that's the only thing I know him from, but I know he's in a million things. Ryoto Takeuchi. Ayane Sakura is the voice of Gerd. I have not looked up Roto's, but that's no offense to the actor who plays him, just the character who he is playing. Well, I guess I could look right now. Do I recognize any of these people from a glance?
Yeah,
what
I mean,
show
Roto
is
just
that
looks
with
like
a
a
giant
wet-handed
dog?
mouth breather.
Oh, that's My Hero Academia? Has a guy with a giant dog head?
yes.
There's a guy who's a spray bottle. You should look at the quirks in that one. It's pretty funny.
Shit. That, you know what? If someone pitched My Hero Academia by just showing me a picture of that character, it would have hooked me, but I've heard enough since that, yeah, I don't know if that's happening. And the next on theme for the anime has switched back to We Are, which really shocked me.
Wait,
I
what?
wonder if that's temporary.
Yeah, I wonder if it is too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I just
Alex and
wanna
I
hook you.
are probably the two people who would care about that the most. So
Because I don't know, only because that obviously wasn't at the end of season 1. Sorry, I've heard that joke like so many times. I have to do the polite. Haha, yeah. Yes.
Very good.
Yes, I'm on the internet too.
It's got the same energy as I haven't seen you since last year jokes on January 2nd. That's what it makes me feel like every time I hear
that's
it.
what that is. It's like you're not like completely wrong, but it's kind of not the intent of what you're saying, you know, like it's
Like last March and this March?
okay, Ken, get out.
Everyone shut up.
That's the cruise whipping boy is here.
Oh shit, they heard that?
The whole point I was trying to make was that there was no episode preview attached to that episode,
Right.
and maybe like on like home video releases they might put this on there. So who knows if at that point it'll be changed to like an instrumental of. I don't know. I feel like they only do it when it's a Kitidani opening. And
Yes.
this is not a Kitidani opening, so yeah, intriguing.
Because they did it for one day, right? Too. In Wano? I think they did.
Was that the last one?
No,
opening?
you're
Not one day. I'm sorry. One day
you're
at
talking
Thinking
about Over the
13.
Top,
Over the
yeah.
top, yeah. Starts with an O. Brain.
Man,
not
that
working.
COVID really got you bad.
Yeah,
this
it
week.
really just very specifically in a very weird ways too. Okay, let's talk about some dub news. So Steve, this is all targeted specifically toward you.
Okay, let's say like, why don't you read it, and I'm like, why don't you present it to me?
I'm going to present it to you. Erica Schroeder, Joy Boy. I don't know if you had a chance to watch the episode yet, but I know the clips
I
were
have
making
not.
the rounds.
I did see that clip.
Yeah, well, you in your four kids expertise, since you have a master's in four kidsology, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does make me qualified to talk
Doctor
about the
Yurko.
dubbing process. Doesn't though. I think a lot of people were asking for this, and I think it's a pretty good example.
it
of
makes
like, kinda
sense given what the
stunt casting.
Japanese production did.
Yeah, and since Japan did it, why not? Yeah, I think it was a good call.
think I was saying this in the group chat that it's Luffy, but it's not Luffy, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
Or
Joy Boy.
not-
Maybe.
yeah.
Who the hell knows? Well, Erica's going to have a lot more work at some point in the distant future. We don't know when.
Maybe, I don't know. How we know Joe when we finally see like a extended scene of Joy Boy doesn't immediately get murked or something in it. You don't know what he's supposed to do in the story.
I feel like it's a good
He's like,
assumption.
hi, I'm Joy Boy, and then all of a sudden just bam.
He's Jerry
You know?
Seinfeld. He didn't want to be a pirate.
Yeah.
That's what
And the
happened.
straw hat just
Yeah.
and the straw hat just flies off into the air like the feather in Forrest Gump, and then just lands on a young Goldie Rogers head.
They're
It's like
just like
Clover.
900
They're
years
just
apart.
like, and the name of
maybe
this
it's
man
the,
is Blam.
Or maybe it's the giant hat that ends up in the freezer. He's a giant of some kind.
No,
No, the name of
that
this,
hat's too big.
That's never coming back.
the name
I
of
need
the ancient
I need
kingdom
the
is.
biggest straw hat you could find.
That's
No,
Oh,
that's
that's
too big.
Okay, we've all done the joke. That's part of the final batch of Egghead English dub episodes, which 1144
I
through
mean, yeah. Now the dub is caught up,
1155. Yeah,
which won't
1156.
last for long because the anime's
week.
back next week.
A week. It lasts
Yeah.
1 to 2 weeks, I guess. That's on Crunchyroll for those looking to watch that. There's also a slew of international dubs. Thanks to Adil for all of this news, by the way. Including in Crunchyroll India, they're going to have Hindi, Tamil, and Telugu from March 30th, with more coming in April. And I apologize for literally mispronouncing your language. I
Well,
assume.
that's interesting. I mean, I used to work at a video store that had a significant Indian section. The owner was Indian. We had Tamil and Telugu films as well as Hindi. Hindi is more of northern India. Tamil and Telugu are southern Indian languages mostly.
I'm glad you didn't say Indiana. Yes, but sorry. So you could look forward to that on now. Today is March 30th. Perfect. And more coming in April. I believe they had just released their dubs for the first time pretty recently. So I think they're cutting ahead, but I might be wrong on that. I'll let Adil correct me later, which I'm sure. More news. Heroines. One Piece Heroines comes out on July 5th. I think it's just that one special with Nami based on the novelization. Thoughts on the trailer that just came out?
July 5th, you said?
July the 5th.
Fantastic.
It's more of a
Interesting.
teaser than a trailer, really. But, how much can you really put in for a, 20, 30-minute little thing? You can't give away too much.
I don't know. These days, we get like the final trailer, the sneak preview to the teaser trailer, but that's just, major motion pictures.
Yeah.
The art style is really pretty for heroines, though. It's a much different look.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to look more like the art that Oda drew. It's like there is a resemblance. It's not quite the exact same style, but it's very pretty. Whatever they would decide to go with, like it's a happy medium between the original style and Oda's art.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I'm very much looking forward to it. It looks very different in all the best ways from like every other piece of One Piece content. And I have not yet read it. I'm sorry, Steven.
I was about to ask if you had read it or not.
No. But maybe I shouldn't.
Is it on your desk?
Yeah, well, now it will be a
I
surprise.
don't think I have that one, actually. That might be like one of the few pieces of One Piece I don't own, but I might be wrong. Now it's time to talk about everyone's favorite topic before we get into the manga, the WT 100, the World Top 100, the second round of that. And the big news this week, making us all look like the fools last week, is that the Weekly Shonen Jump published from their editorial department a statement that said, in part, "We have unfortunately discovered that fraudulent voting occurred during a specific period of time in the currently ongoing second global One Piece character popularity. Accordingly, to maintain the fairness of the event," that does not have Bogart in it yet, "we have invalidated all of the fraudulent votes and adjusted the current vote count." They dropped from 80 million to 4 million. So that tells you, thanks to Huntress fan, friend of the show,
Wow.
That's a pretty insane change and amount of
You
bots.
can't prove I did anything. I'm just saying that. You can't pin anything on me.
Real?
Well,
So,
now I'm very
what-
suspicious.
So who did you waste your votes on, Ken?
Yeah, who could
No,
have
if
been?
I had done it, Yamato would have been number one across
Yeah, are
every
you
single
kidding
nation.
me?
So.
Yeah. And they were. He wasn't. Sanji was though, so Steve.
Yeah, but hey, going by this week.
Well, we'll
Not
get
a
into
fluke.
that. We'll go into that in a minute.
I think the best response I saw to this story, which is now kind of it's too far up here in our messages. I like to quote the great Joey Weiser by saying, I wish all these people please get a life. Because that sums it up best. I'm like, wow. You create a bunch of AI, bots to go do something for you, and you waste it on a fictional character poll.
That sounds like a Conan line, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, what this reminds me of is you set up the popularity contest, and then they're like, "I'm shocked to find bots in here, without any protection or any sort of anti-cheating methods."
We don't know if they had none, but I think it's a good assumption they had none.
I don't think they did.
Yeah, I very highly doubt they did. 80 million.
I just want to know who the botted votes were going for, because it seemed like the most popular characters were still at the top. If like a really obscure character had breached number one,
Well, it might
like,
have
that would've
been.
been-
It might have been for like a split second. Like it might not have even
Yeah,
registered.
who
Like they
knows?
might have caught it
Right.
quick. We don't know.
maybe because I saw it at like I don't think I saw it at 80 million. I saw like at a really high number like the day before they made this announcement.
We're at 5, by the way. So even since then, there's only been 1 million. So the fact that would also raise a ton of suspicion. Like, okay, I'm going to throw bots at it, and I'm going to do like 50 times the amount of, or whatever the amount was.
Yeah, it was not subtle at
subtle.
all.
Not
no.
slick. Not slick.
No. Next time, Ken, you have to be a little more.
You got
coy.
to deposit the stolen money into multiple Swiss bank accounts.
There we
You don't
go. There we go. And they
It's just
also,
It's like Office Space where they sold too much money.
Yeah.
yes.
Even they got caught with a fraction of a cent. Yeah.
Did they get caught?
Yeah.
I forget. Oh, I don't want to spoil the end of Office Space. Okay. Let's see where we are in the rankings. In Japan, this is 5 through 1. I'll go through them quickly. Nami, Trafalgar D. Waterlaw, Zoro, Sanji, Luffy. I have to say his
every
first
time you
full
say
name.
the full name,
I have to
it's
say it.
just
I have to say it
so silly.
because it's such a stupid name. Asia, Trafalgar D. Waterlaw, Nami, Zoro, Sanji, Luffy. Hey, what's going on with Sanji? Oh, there he is. Oceania, Nico Robin, Nami, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji. North America, the continent I am currently recording from. Nico, that's its claim to fame. Nico Robin, Nami, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji. Suspicious. This is where it gets a little more interesting. Central and South America. Luffy, Rob Lucci. I think people misspelt Luffy. That's what I think happened. And then they
Oh
clicked
yes,
it.
Rob
they
Luffy.
marked it wrong on their
Yeah,
ballot.
It's,
The hanging chads.
it's only 2 letters
Chad.
off. It's 3 letters off, but it sounds similar, and that's what maybe they're using voice to text. Sorry, Luffy, Lucci, Zoro, Sanji, Nami. Europe, Robin, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Nami. Nami's doing very well, I think.
I don't
What's going
believe
on
all
here?
these
Middle East.
all these continents where Sanji is beating Zoro.
Here's the Middle
I can
East. Luffy, Lucci again. Zoro, Sanji, Nami. And last but not least, what is going on? It's like all the Roxes got replaced by Lucci this time, because we got Lucci, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Nami in Africa. So I don't know.
Yes,
maybe
Rox
they-
Lucci.
I'm
Maybe
curious how much
Rox-
it's weighted by like
Maybe Rocks with all the bot votes.
That's what I'm
Like-
thinking.
anime recency too, with having Lucci right at the end of the Egghead.
I suppose.
I don't know, I can't think.
But that
Big
was
ups,
already
big ups,
in
Rob
November,
Lucci.
right?
Leopards are cool.
I wish they would show like a top 10. I feel like the top 5 is so limited because it's the
Yeah.
same like 5 characters in different order, just shuffled
but
around.
If you showed them, then what would the suspense be for who else is in it? You know, at that point.
Well, yeah, but like last
I
time they did
agree
this,
with
it
you,
was like the top 10 were like the big like promoted ones, and the top 20 made the color spread, and then the top 100 was that full magazine page. So like, all right, don't give us all the numbers, but let's see the top 10 maybe. I don't know. I'm just complaining at this point.
Yeah, well, hopefully those bots come through for you, Ken.
Mhm.
Reminder that voting is open through June the 11th at midnight Japan time, and I believe you could vote once per day out of 1,567 characters, which are not all of them. So enjoy. Now with that out of the way, we could talk about our Rob Lucci recap. I mean manga recap. That's what I meant.
I'm legit concerned about you this episode, I think.
Like to have something to say.
This is the manga recap for chapter 1178. See, I say numbers like that. I know I said that joke off air before, but I do. You can read this chapter at shonenjump.viz.com or mangaplus.shueisha.co.jp. It's available legally, worldwide, and for free as soon as it comes out in Japan. And this chapter, if I didn't say, is called Waking from a Nightmare. And what is the nightmare happening on the cover, Ed?
Wake me up.
Yes. This is a
Before,
reader request for
no.
Kid being chased by a bull charging at his cape by Anna Akoinat. Is that some sort of wordplay, Stephen? Do you know?
Yes, if you read it backwards, it is Tanioka Anna, which would presumably be the reader's name. So
Stephen had to hold that in front of a mirror.
It's,
and then,
it's-
dramatic music
That's
played.
imposing Japanese name order on a Western name, it sounds like.
well, yeah, well, I'm not that you can spell that in Japanese. But yeah.
He's doing the Nika pose. He's doing the Nika pose.
I didn't even notice that.
My thought upon seeing this cover was that this could have all been avoided if Kid had listened to Ed DeMode. No capes.
Oh, I thought Kid was like, "Damn, why did I go to the running of the bulls in Spain?"
Yeah.
With my big giant red cape, which I believe is a red cape, right?
Everybody's
Red
getting
like
their
his hair.
shots in
And
on
the bull
Kid.
saying like, "Hey, there's that useless Cap and Kid guy."
What, useless Captain
God.
Mid?
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
sorry,
That
I'm not.
is-
As you could tell, I'm not on the internet that much. I
what
forgot
are
to
you
say
talking about? That joke is
the
6
part
years
part.
old.
Yeah.
You see, after Shanks
Zach,
killed him.
Anime Watcher saw that a year ago.
I thought that joke first happened in Wano, but
I don't know. That's not
the
my
term
circle.
mid feels very early of the early decade or late last decade.
that
Early
was-
20s?
That was like mid 2010s. Yeah.
Mid was mid 2000.
Oh no, that doesn't
Yeah.
sound right.
Because the first
yeah,
person I heard
can't-
saying it was Ryan Brown on the Shonen Jump podcast. How old is that now? That has not been around. So
and he's old.
He's a character.
he is. Yes, I think he'd be the first to say.
I think this is a very beautifully rendered cover page. It feels like there was a good amount of time put into this, but also it just reminds me how overly complicated Kid's design is.
indeed.
I like the bull. I like the bull's face. You can tell that the way his eyes are, that he would have very angry eyebrows if he had eyebrows. That bull.
Oh, I thought you were
Yes.
talking about Kid.
No, the way he's like, he's
Well,
got
Kid doesn't
angry
have
eyes.
eyebrows either, right?
Yeah, he's gonna get that cape.
And this was probably
Okay.
chosen because this is his animal, if I'm not mistaken, or is that Frankie? Or is it both?
Now if the bull's owners slapped some nori paste on its eyebrows to like you do with a little dog.
Like
Uh,
Fooly Cooley.
Yes, yeah. Then it would be really funny.
Oh God, that would be really funny. Well, get on it, Oda. Any other thoughts on the cover page? Are you sure?
Not really.
Are you sure? Ed,
At least they didn't give the bull like sharp teeth with consummate V's.
that's a
He's got
mistake.
these angry gritted
bull.
teeth. Yeah.
Oh my god. My mind is not that bad. I would never make that joke, Steven. Ed, what's on the first page?
Sure, we got Luffy sort of hanging in midair. He can kind of float now. I mean, he's Nika, so
Yeah, he floats now.
and
He floats out.
and he's yelling back at the crew, "Hey guys!" And this is what Nami, Frankie, and who was that on the left there of that panel? Jinbei and
Sanji.
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 Yeah.
And Killingham's head and body separate.
Yeah, Jinbei's just scalping him.
And I guess this is Nami reacting. She says, "What? That's Brook and Usopp." And Luffy says, "Take care of them." And Frankie yells to Luffy, "You want backup?" And Luffy says, "I'll call if I need help. But for now, you should keep your distance. Loki's going to get pretty reckless." And Sanji's like, "Coming from you?" And someone starts talking. Is this...
This is Emu. This is the Emu font that we've been using apparently.
okay.
Yeah, that's how I knew. It was the font.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it looks like
Yeah.
it's Loki's bubble tail, but no, it is Emu.
Yeah, Loki can... it looks like Loki can talk while firing lasers. But this is Emu saying, "Some years ago, a ship of giants was spotted at sea. Their captain was especially gigantic, but they shrouded themselves in deep mist, attacking only government assets whilst remaining unseen." And we saw Loki charging his laser, and it starts to fire, and then he fires at Gunko, and it goes boom. And Luffy is offended by this. "Hey, I wanted to beat the bad guy."
I didn't even realize he said the bad guy. He literally talks like my 4-year-old.
Yeah, well, in case you can't tell, that's because I didn't want to say him or her because we still don't know. Or like if he recognizes, what's going on with Gunko, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, it's a very weird situation.
Oh. What I did want to note though is did everyone do a Leo point that this could be Thriller Bark that they're talking about here?
I was
Yes,
thinking
this Deep Mist is certainly.
Wait, what?
Okay, I knew someone. I would get
shrouded
someone.
mist guys.
Triangle.
Mhm.
Florian Triangle.
Deep
The
Mist.
shadows at the end of Thriller Bark. Ken,
No, I know that, but
The eyes.
I thought you were the archivist.
The
I
eyes.
am the
at the,
archivist, but
The
Well, this is why you're whipping boy.
uh-huh. All right.
It's golfer's
Okay, so
turn
you're
next.
the
The eyes at the end
okay.
of Thriller Bark.
The
Could
eyes.
be
have
Loki
it.
is what he's saying. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we see Moose saying, "At the same time as this, rumors spread far and wide of a massive flying creature." And then Loki says, "Damn, she escaped. Too tiny, where are you?" And Moose says, "And so the dots connect." And then we see Luffy dashing over, saying, "There you are. You'll pay for what you did to Usopp and Brook."
That is a very funny paddle split.
And even maybe the boy.
Especially
I mean, he's
Usopp,
already a skeleton.
but especially Brooke.
They're looking pretty rough. The white eyeballs on Usopp.
How could you tell with Brooke? He's dead.
The no eyeballs on Brooke.
Get this man some milk.
Yeah, I just need some
Yeah,
milk.
that's all. Just pour milk on him.
That'd be funny if he got knocked out and regrew his eyeballs. That's how Brooke looks.
That's a good one. I like that.
And then we see a black beam coming out of Gunko, and it stops Luffy in his tracks, and he says, "Huh?"
It looks like a sludge or something. more
And
than
his
a beam.
eyes start to bug out.
Yeah, Luffy's doing I think Oda probably really enjoys that animation in the anime where his eyes really come out like Luffy Tunes. Looney Tunes. And then we see the tendril of Emu in front of the eyes of Loki, and then Luffy doing his spinning feet in the air, and Luffy says, something popped out. And then Emu says,
Luffy's doing his Sonic the Hedgehog.
yes.
Yeah.
And then Emu says, if only thou wouldst vanish off the face of the earth, as rocks did.
And
then
Emu also says, wacky waving inflatable arm tube band. Wacky waving inflatable arm tube band.
We see the pendants, and then the like spikes that almost look like Conqueror's hockey flying out, saying diabolical covenant. In exchange for a portion of thy lifespan, I will give ye greater strength. And it stabs Luffy straight through the gut, and it gets Loki through his head. And he says, huh? And then Emu says, in return, ye shall hate one another. Dami Reversi.
Ken.
All right, picking up from that. So both Loki and Luffy are reacting to being dummy reversied with a bump, bump. And then immediately they just kick that shit out of there. Luffy's like, what was that for? This doesn't even hurt. And Loki responds, get off of me. And what did you just say about rocks? And they easily just kick the tendrils out of their body as if nothing happened.
Who throws a tendril at a man, really?
Minor inconvenience, really.
Yeah.
And Emu goes on to say, as I suspected, ye are both, and quickly interrupted by Luffy doing a gum, and it's a
Finish
gum
your
gatling.
thought.
That will...
Emu.
Yeah.
I knew that would happen.
I think it was Jill in the Discord chat who said that Dummy Reversi doesn't work on people who are too stupid to understand what a contract is.
Yeah.
Yes,
No,
you have
it's
to.
the opposite in the real life, in the real world.
Yes, that is true. That's true.
Yeah, we don't quite know why they're completely unaffected, but I'm sure we'll talk about that later.
Oh, it's a new form of armament hockey called plot armor hockey.
Shit. That fits Gear 5, I'm going to be honest.
As Luffy is charging up his Gatling, we have Loki still in his dragon form complaining, ugh, the target's so small. I can't fight like this. And Ratatask is on his head just creak.
It looks like he's sliding
chirping.
down his back.
Yeah. He's like, this is my moment to shine. Here I am. Continuing on to the next page, we see Luffy's attack connect with a Gum Dawn Gatling and just making absolute Swiss cheese out of Emu. Just punching holes right through. Emu seems shocked, but like not quite like in pain, but their eyes are all like
The thing that Emu's eyes always do.
Emu has two expressions right now. It's neutral and exaggerated.
It's neutral and aw shit.
Exaggerated neutral, I should say.
Yeah. And as Emu is getting turned into cheese, we see I guess we can call this. I guess it's interchangeable, but Radtasker turned to its Ragnar form.
No.
No.
And so there's a squirrel face on the broadside of the hammer.
I love this panel. This
That's
panel
very good.
made me
Yeah.
smile. Like,
Yeah.
I hope every Loki cosplayer makes their hammer with like, so they can like flip it around, so like it has like the normal like Ragnar hammer side and then the squirrel side, like the little ears on top. It's the cutest thing, and
I saw such a good one at WonderCon over the weekend.
yeah, you mentioned that. I wish you got a picture.
I should have chased after. Half the time, like me seeing cosplays, I'm like, I should get a picture. And it's me, like, you know, if anyone on the outside looking, it just sees a giant man running towards somebody. Yeah, they might think it's a hazard. I'm gonna like tackle them or something.
You'd make a
Well,
great Loki cosplay, probably. Because
Speaking of
that.
a giant man running at someone, Loki takes Ragnar and says, "Look out, Luffy!" And then Luffy's like, "Whoa, wait, what?" And then with the hammer, Loki bashes down.
I do
onto
love
the-
that he's a little dot there. That's very funny.
Mhm.
I should note it's just whoa, wait, not the line from Disney's Sword in the Stone. Whoa, what? Whoa, not that. Which I think is what Ken was going for there.
Yes.
But yeah, I do like that he's about to wallop him with the broadside of the hammer instead of like the hammer part, you know? or where the face, or the way the face comes out of the broadside of the
No,
hammer.
I-
yeah, I
where
don't
the-
think he's. Yeah, I think he's. I don't think the face is what's going to hit him.
God, that'd be hilarious if it was the face and just every single time,
the
like
imprint.
the poor squirrel face is getting bashed in over and over again.
Yeah.
Also,
guy.
so is Ratatoskr like a Pokemon who says his name when he attacks, or is this Loki saying this?
No,
No,
it's
he goes-
Loki.
That's
I think it's Loki because Ratatasker is
Okay, why
still
would
like
you ruin this for me?
He needs
Who
his
did he beat?
Ragnar weapon now that he is a human, so
because
or a giant, I should say.
No, I
You
know.
you know nothing of Pokemon's work, Zach.
I know. And I was waiting for you to make that very specific comment, Steve. Your page.
And crack. Loki shouts Nibelheim as he hits. I wouldn't necessarily say.
What's
well, I
left?
guess he does. He does hit Emu, but puts him in this giant block of ice, including I should say Gunko is in there as well, but just creates this huge block of ice here, freezing them. And Luffy's like, "Whoa, that's your finisher, bro!" And Swiss cheese Emu here says, "Wait, Oh no,
that's
this
Luffy.
is Loki saying, "Wait, I haven't gone in enough." Man, speech bubbles are a crazy thing in
No,
this
that's
manga.
that's
That's
Luffy.
Luffy.
Yeah,
That's
that's
Luffy.
Luffy, not Loki.
Wow,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not
speech
Swiss
bubbles are a
cheese, man.
crazy thing in this manga.
I had a hard time parsing what this was because I haven't even gotten in enough. And again, then he's hits. Yeah, he's trying to say I should have hit him more, but he's
Mhm.
all withered up now from
Yep.
using Nika too much.
Poof, he hits the ground with a wud and a thud. And Loki here says, like, "I don't know who that is in there, but this is the quickest solution. I was just too big before." As he collects his breath here. And we go to the fisherman village in Elbaf, and they're putting out giant fires here. We see this huge bear in the foreground here. Is that?
That's
that
one
one
of the
of the,
sleep dids.
Sleep dids? Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
that makes sense.
But it's not drawn like a sleep tid.
Well, let's fire him.
And the bear has the sharp teeth with the consummate V's.
And someone's like, "Just put out the fire." And someone says, "That damn Loki got rid of the monsters, but he didn't leave us much better off." Then we go to the huntsman's village. Oh yeah, these are, sorry, I should say. Yeah, there are the sleep tids because we get this giant skeleton guy. Maybe once they're defeated, they just get regular line art.
Maybe the color
Yeah.
just runs out and they just turn black and white.
And then this big guy says, "So it turns out Loki didn't kill King Harold? Well, I feel bad for that part, but none of the rest. Look what he's done to our village. Just like always. What a real son of a bitch." And then we move over to Nami, who's commanding Zeus.
It's like the picture of the guy on the bicycle and he sticks the stick in the wheel. Like, damn
I mean,
it.
Loki did do this. But
I know,
Nami's
but
commanding
still.
Zeus to keep sending the rain, and he says, "I'm trying." And Jinbei here does a big ocean current shoulder throw to knock out some flames. And then this is Lilith saying, "There's only so much the ODC system can do. Why?" Not gonna explain. Oh, okay.
Because of plot.
Golfer.
Then we come back to the Western Village, and it is on fire. And you hear "Yah," and then we have it's the giants posted up again, like we had a few chapters ago, with Zoro standing in front of them. And they say, "Is it all over?" And they're huffing and puffing. It says, "If they flip back to white, it's a success. But if they get back up, it wasn't enough. I'm sorry, captains. I was taken over by some wicked urge." They say, "Don't let it bother you. We failed to resist it too." And we see some of the giants kind of still looks like they're Dami reversied, but they're kind of like fading away. And they're like, "Oh, damned captains. How dare you?" And they say, still a handful of them left." And then we see a hoof coming down from the bottom left. And Zoro says, "Hang on, I'll handle." And then we see Chopper smack a few of them. Says, wait, what, Chopper? And then we see the little possession ghosts fleeing the giants, and their bubbles pop. They say, huh? Chopper says, hey, Zoro. And Zoro says, what did you just do? Chopper responds, I don't know why, but all I have to do is hit them, and it cures their demonic power. And Zoro says, is it? Because you're such a good doctor? Then we get some old school Chopper being flattered, saying, what? You think so? I mean, don't
I
butter
said
me
Oda's
up, you
holding on to
jerk.
us. I want to see him like draw a wavy monster chopper again.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do
and
like
then-
how the monster chopper is giving him the old Miss Piggy. Hi-ya!
Yes. Yeah.
And is it Dory with the ga ba 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 ba, or is that Brogy?
That's Brogy.
Brogy, and then
But
says,
Dory's the one in the background doing the sound effect. He's doing the ga 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 ga.
And then we've got, but that must be it. Well done, ga ba 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 ba. And then Hiruden says that clears up this area, but what about elsewhere?
Elsewhere, no visible enemies. Around the Craftsman Village, I do want to note we get slightly more creatively named villages this time. This is not Steven's doing, this is Oda's doing. I want to make that clear. No visible enemies around the Craftsman Village, but we're dealing with fire, so we still got stuff going on here. The Brewer's Village has no enemies, but plenty of fire. We get it. You're all on fire. Okay? We get it.
He's on fire.
We get it, Ken.
What is this, NBA Jam?
Thank you, God.
I don't know why, but the guy on the right, top right, looks like it's like a Wapple cousin or something, or like distant relative.
Yeah, it's because of the animal headdress thing that he's wearing. Yeah.
I have Wapple on the brain too recently for
That's a
Oakland reasons.
doppelganger.
Yeah, Doppel.
Fuck.
Wappleganger.
Wappleganger.
The Wappleganger. Yeah.
Wappleganger. And you have to remember these are also all giants, including the completely normal looking woman in like any other context except the two horns. Although I guess you could say that for the rest of them, they could all be.
That might just be a helmet on her.
It looks
That or
like
she has ancient giant blood.
one or the other.
Yeah.
There's just the fire to put out now. Get confirmation on whether the demons are alive or dead. And we get, hey, is that the astral world above them right there that we never talk about or hear about or see?
The top of the tree?
Yeah, the top
Who
of the tree.
knows?
Thank you, Stephen, for that. Anyway, we go to the Owl Library, which is no longer on fire like everything else seems to be. And Robin's like, Saul? What's it mean? Saul responds, and the fire, he continues, the fire was definitely raging on inside of here, but I don't see a single chart book. The shelves are all empty. I don't even see Biblo the owl, neither, and that's because he's in my backyard right now. But I do...
On your trellis.
It is on my trellis. No, we saw an owl like right before recording this, so I feel like this is something I've never seen here, so that's kind of weird. This owl looks pissed in this bubble. I love it. To be fair, that is kind of just the look that they give you. Yeah. But excellent. We're all big owl fans in this house. And Robin's like, well, let's hope for the best. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's Saul. That makes more sense. And Robin's like, did he remove all the books? That'd be wonderful, but where is the owl Biblo now? So I'm glad I'm not the only one who's been asking, where's Biblo? Because Robin and
It's
Saul...
in your backyard.
Oh, that's true.
Biblo, more like Bubo.
That also explains the gigantic heap of books in my backyard. Huh. Maybe I could find the name of the ancient kingdom. Nah, I'm sure it's not in there. And we cut to the Sanji Killingham Frankie factory. As we see Sanji say, well, I guess once we finally started fighting back, it didn't really take that long. This all tied up in a neat little bow here. And Frankie says, it's not like we were in an all-out war against a whole organization. We've never done that. knights from the Holy Land or not. It's only 3 of them. And yeah, you
If
have.
it breathes, you can kill it.
I like you have Sanji standing on Killingham's torso.
Mhm.
Frankie is standing
He's
on
Captain Morgan
Killingham's.
on there.
That's
Doing
true.
the Captain Morgan pose.
Yeah.
Both
He
of
is,
them.
yeah.
Both of them are.
Right.
Yeah, Frankie's standing atop Killingham's legs while holding his decapitated head, saying, if anything, they were punching above their weight against Elbaf. Killingham's head, meanwhile, is like, oh, I guess that thing got back in my mouth. Because remember, it disappeared briefly last
Yeah,
chapter?
I guess Jinbei had to set him down. He was like, "Hey, Frankie, you want to turn?" And he hands the head to Frankie so he could do his his
cool
ocean
pose.
throw. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Killingham's his neck hole is still dripping like blood or black goo or whatever.
Yeah.
Why
the-
not
The
both?
power. Yeah.
The power.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just the power. And Killingham's head thinks, what happened to Great Emu? What did happen to Great Emu, Stephen?
Yeah. We will go just before we find out. We'll see outside the Western Village, the main town of Elbaf as we've come to know it, as a dramatic rumbling as we slowly pan in. We zoom in on what seems to be the halves of Sommer's head, which are rolling around on the ground.
Did you mention the giant handprint? Now,
Oh, I did not.
Oh, I
I did
just
not
noticed
see
that.
so this also caught my attention.
How am I not
Because-
seeing this? I don't understand.
Top left.
So you know how you
panel,
make a turkey?
It's a giant handprint.
Yeah,
No, I'm joking.
you trace your hand.
Yeah, you're just.
Oh, yeah.
Because
but
that was
I did
Luffy,
want to
right?
say, yeah. So this is supposed to be Luffy. However, he did a fist like when he punched Summers. He
Yeah.
punched him.
It was Loki, wasn't it? I thought
No.
Luffy
Luffy punched him, and then Loki smacked him.
yeah, Loki squished him, but this looks like a humanoid hand. This doesn't look like a
No,
like
but
a
it's
claw.
it is actually 4 fingers. That's what I was also about to say.
Well, maybe because the one on the like the ring and the pinky could be together. It's kind of a narrow panel. Like you can't really see all the way on the left side. If it splits into 2 more fingers on the off the side. But
Well,
anyways,
A lot of plausible deniability there. Anyway, Stephen, please.
yes. So this is where he got smushed, and apparently it split his head into. It's very reminiscent of Kinemon in Punk Hazard when they had to put his head back together. And there's also a rather stylized, what appears to be a heart, presumably animated through some wicked force of some kind, perhaps. As Summers is cursing like Joe Pesci in Home Alone, and then I guess he's probably if that's like the brain kind of like that he's kind of like popping it back in like an Easter egg toy or something, like pop, like enveloping it as he goes yow as it connects all
Wait, that's
together.
his brain or his heart?
Well, I mean brain is in like it's in
Unclear
the middle of his head.
of his
That's all I
head,
mean.
yeah.
Okay,
Oh, I see.
it's like the end of the Iron Giant where he summons all the pieces back together. They kind of just like roll into place.
And I could
Yeah.
say I could forgive all of that, but how does his tooth come back? Someone should get fired for that.
Well, he can regenerate. So
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's
yes,
two?
that is what they do.
That's
That is what
ridiculous.
they do.
Luffy. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
I see what you're doing.
I
And then
don't-
we go to Luffy, who, it is kind of funny. I mean, I know it's always done this, but like it is very noticeable. Like the whole like, oh, when you turn off Gear 5, he just immediately reverts to whatever he was wearing before, like instantly, because he is completely back in the Elbaf gear. As he melts into the ground and says, "Loki, Foog." And then I like it. We're going back to the food. Like every time Luffy goes into like shriveled mode and he wants food, he always says "foog," and I like that. That's a recurring bit. And then he also puts in food in parentheses, just so you know what he means. And Loki is sitting cross-legged, hovering over him. He says, "You think I have food? Go to the village. Why do you look like that?" And so Luffy gives up and goes to plan B, which is squirrel, foog.
Oh,
And
I
the
had
squirrel
no
just
idea.
laughs.
Yeah, and then Ratatosk is like, he just kind of chirps at him.
Okay, is he asking the squirrel for food, or does he
Yes,
think
yes.
the squirrel is food?
Yeah, he's asking.
No,
the
he's
squirrel for
asking
food.
Is
for
an
food.
emergency food supply?
I mean, he might be thinking that, but in terms of how it comes out, it's just the same thing.
Yeah.
And Emu is still locked in the block of ice over there, like some kind of horrible cordyceps, host and parasite thing, just sticking out of Gunko, and silently says nothing, but then just kind of vanishes, retreats from Elbaf, and we return to Sacred Marijoa. Now, a couple chapters ago, when Emu said that the Holy Land was a sea of fire, you couldn't see it. The sea of fire was just out of frame, also laughing. But here we can actually see. It was like, okay, fine. Here, let me draw it for you, just so you can see it. So yeah, we get a little bit of rubble.
So it wasn't a metaphor. It wasn't.
No,
That's a shame.
God
I
damn,
love
it
my
was real.
metaphors. Yeah.
And we return to the Chamber of Flowers in Pangaea Castle, where we see Emu in the usual position in the midst of this little field here, and says, 5 elders. And one of them responds over the phone, "Yes, great Emu. I will be leaving the Holy Land for a time." Doom, as they react with shock and confusion.
Shit, we have to get his vacation stuff together again. Oh,
Please water my plants.
take out
We have
my
to-
butterflies twice a day.
We have to get him through TSA. Oh, no.
Shit, he's not gonna like the state of things right now. That'll do it for
Yes.
chapter. Somehow, that'll
And
do
we
it
should
for,
be back with another chapter next week, I think. It
Yeah.
said
Indeed.
7 days.
And that concludes Waking from a Nightmare. And thoughts on the chapter, Stephen?
An interesting chapter because there's a lot of resolution to it. I mean, especially, waking from a nightmare. I mean, that doesn't appear in the dialogue, so that's just kind of like Oda's, summary of the situation. But there's a lot of questions that it still leaves behind about, like, you don't really get definitive answers on any of this. You get this weird kind of tactical retreat from Emu, although it sounds like Emu is also perhaps just going to teleport or do some kind of method of travel to maybe get back to Elbaf. It's hard to say. Maybe the astral projection here is a weak form of what Emu can actually do, and they need to come in person, or maybe they have some other plan. But like, you'll notice that they do the chopper thing again, where he slaps the guys and then they just pop out. And it was a very clever use of like Oda coming up with a bit of a joke punchline for everyone to like sort of buy, like, oh, okay, I guess that's what happened. I mean, sure, that's fine. Like, they're not going to
Such a
find
good
out.
doctor.
Right. Like, and that's good enough for Zoro, but like, clearly that is not the actual reason. And I think that's a clever choice on Oda's part, because we know that that's definitely not the reason, and there is more, but he's also not telling us what it is.
Chopper's monster form isn't a one-punch kill, because remember what he had to do to Kumadori? He beat him repeatedly into the ground at Albaf, at Eni's lobby.
Well, and obviously, like, it's just like this whole thing with Chopper is begging you to ask the question of like, what is different about him doing this than anyone else? Like, why is him slapping them? And it's not just like, oh, you have to hit them with your skin or whatever, because Luffy's hitting them, Luffy's punching them, he's not using a weapon, but that didn't have the same effect. So there's definitely something going on there, which is unexplained. I think the Biblo, like, taking the books away was probably the most predictable outcome, because it always seemed like that was going to like, it never really felt like, oh no, the books are being lost. I don't know if anyone else felt that way as well, but
Yeah, I completely agree.
it was never like, oh no, not that. Like that's the worst, thing that could happen. It was always like, okay,
That is the worst thing that could happen if it like.
And that was one of their primary goals of,
right.
blackmailing them with they didn't get the kids either. So it was a total failure on their part.
Right. But then it's like, oh, well, but where is he? Like, they didn't be like, he didn't just swoop in and go like, ha, hey, guess what? We're fine, save the day sort of thing. So, there's a lot of like, okay, but it's not really the end. But even still, like, it does have the feeling of like, boy, that ended quickly and without nearly as much trouble as every step prior to this. So it is definitely a curious chapter for sure.
Yeah. I'm continuing to love the body horror of what's happened to the Holy Knights. Like,
yeah.
With Killingham and Summers.
Yeah. It feels like Oda's definitely like opening the door to like give us more and more hint, like especially with the weird like, Steve said wacky inflatable arm tube. I was going to say it looked like a tampon, like popping out. Yeah, it like a very, very specific kind of shape that he gave Emu there, and then this weird, sort of heart organ that apparently is powering Summers somehow. So I feel like there's a lot more that's going to be more obvious in retrospect, like, oh, that's what that design motif was meant to suggest or something. But it does kind of feel like maybe we're getting pretty close to kind of blowing the lid off of what Emu's powers are, but who knows?
Maybe Luffy will get his wish. He gets to fight Emu one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
If Emu shows up.
Ed, thoughts?
And that was pretty much it. I do like the Zoro and Chopper interaction because they have a special brotherly bond, and Zoro was pushing the right button on Chopper, complimenting his doctoring skills, but to make him overreact. But yeah, Oda, give us gag monster Chopper.
Yeah.
Golfer, thoughts on the chapter?
Super fun. The one thing I keep thinking about is the quote from Oda where he said he has to sideline Luffy or he's going to end the conflicts too fast. And I feel like every time he goes into old man need food mode, something's about to pop off. So it feels like this was like the conclusion to Elbaf, or are we about to like reascend into even more chaos? And then, Chopper fans were up big time.
Steve?
I guess the Straw Hats could be like, well, the immediate threat has ended, so we can just kind of leave now. But where would they even go? There's no obvious place for them to go.
Steve?
Is Elbaf like one of the last few islands on the Grand Line?
I don't think we know the answer to that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've had some people ask me, it's like, so what, is like Elbaf wrapping up? And I'm like, no, where'd you hear that? I'm like, that's not really the reaction I had to this. I'm very indifferent on this chapter. Elbaf is the arc of blue balling. Like we had that with Gabon, with like, oh, like, they're gonna chase after Gabon to get the keys. And the next chapter he's like, oh, here you go. I'm bored now. He didn't say that exactly. And this one's like, wow, Loki and Luffy are gonna fight Emu, and then they just freeze Emu. Or Emu is like, it's like this bird's gonna fly, and then they freeze him. It kind of just, and then I mean, I would never Luffy to be like undone by Domi Reversi in the span of just a few chapters. This any of like
it's not
the
as threatening
weight,
as it used to be.
Any of the weight, any of the intimidation, just like all that's just been lost in just a matter of 3 chapters. And I don't know. I went from like, wow, Elbaf can really like end on a dire note, where I felt like we might lose like Dory and Brogy and all that. Like this kind of thing, this is a scary thing. And and now it's kind of just something that Luffy
And Chopper can just slap it out of them.
yeah, I'll get to that, but just like it doesn't affect Luffy and Loki, and now it's just like another cryptic. Oh, could this be dot dot dot? It's like in not to mention I don't. Let me go back from the beginning here. Sorry, getting a little ranty here, but the what could be the explanation of like the eyes and the Florian triangle. Um, I don't think this reveal is interesting because it's just said in expository dialogue. It is a reaction to something. I feel like it would have been much more interesting seeing it in play in like a flashback or something. Um, I because like yeah, I think Loki went out to sea and it was only like Shanks I think that maybe got him back. Um, I would much rather like it would have been a real like good Leo point, one where I'd really extend my arm and just, hold that pose, flex, action. I just think like just saying like even like, oh yeah, it's that thing. I'm like,
Some
okay.
years ago, like how many years ago?
I don't know. I don't care about I don't care about the semantics so much. It's just that if that is indeed the explanation for the eyes at the end of the Thriller bark, I'm kind of like, oh, you know. I feel like that could have been revealed a little more interesting. And I think like a problem with like this chapter 2 is just a lot of fun things are just happening in dialogue or off screen, like Chopper doing his cutesy dance because he gets a compliment. Show
Which is
it.
kind of off screen. It's in mist, and we don't get to see
Like,
it.
show it, damn it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like
Yeah, I want to see that.
it's like I know where they are. They're in Elbaf. I don't need to see a freaking Family Guy establishing shot. Um, so I feel like I'm jumping all over the place, but just like the the nerfing of this Domi Reversi thing, it's kind of like I could all like the stakes and tension I felt are just like immediately gone. It's just well now we could smack people. Well, Chopper can. Well, I think even before, like it seems like Zoro, Dory, and Brogy and the other guys were killing dudes till they weren't evil anymore. This
Kill
feels
dudes
like
till they're not evil. That's
yeah, like this is the kind of thing I like in like say like End a Little Garden with Luffy and Mr. 3, but it's kind of just like, oh, why don't we just like do the thing that wasn't working until it starts working? And I kind of was hoping there was a little bit more creative solution than that. So I just think like a lot of tension is gone. I don't mind the books being saved because I think that was expertly set up with the fact that things could shrink uh in the library. So I think that is all well and good. It's still like it's an ongoing story. It's hard for me to be like this sucks and it's not going to be explained ever and get improved. But I just think a lot of tension got quickly sucked out of this conflict really quick.
It almost
I'm
feels
intrigued.
deliberate with how quickly it's kind of been zapped out. Like it feels like it has all just been kind of kabushed, and it's so simply like dealt with at this point that I don't. That's kind of what makes me think the double back is coming with Luffy going into old man mode. That like, oh, you think you have the answers? Like, okay, then let me show
Like, I
you
can't
what our
even-
actual
Emu's
power is built
gonna-
off of.
Emu's sort of zipped out of Gunko, and the corporeal Emu is leaving Mary Joa.
So kinda-
But
he
I don't
got
have any
shriveled
concept
up
of
like
what
this.
of what their next move is going to be.
Like
Yeah.
Luffy also got shriveled up like this on Egghead, It was
Mhm.
kind of just.
Well, that's when everybody
Tim-
shows up.
that
That's
is
the
when
big thing.
everyone. Yeah.
when he was like fighting Lucci.
So
You know,
he's fighting Kizaru. He hits Kizaru in the dome with the star gun, and then he fades away, and then everybody shows up on the island.
That's when
Well,
the elders
The
showed
five
up.
elders, yeah.
Sorry,
Oh.
I think I just had the Lucci fight on the brain. That's why, and that was
Maybe
like,
because
so
he's at the
early in
top
arc.
five right now.
Yeah, I think so. Like Emu taking a sabbatical is interesting. And I would say this last Emu
Like, what
panel.
happens to the Holy Land if they're not there? Do things get even worse? It's already a sea of fire, right?
God, who's going to take care of the cats or the butterflies?
Could you imagine a Kainu in the flower room? Or in the Chamber of Flowers trying to take care of
Yeah.
it?
I don't know what are these stupid shits.
He does have those
I will-
bonsai.
I will say this last panel of Emu is like the most humanly proportional I've seen Emu. It kind of made me think I'm like okay, and maybe they're not, just some giant walking,
Yeah, when in this
Wow.
panel, it kind of makes me think that they're dressed like a nun or something with the weird
Yeah,
headdress.
well, that's always been kind of a motif. Yeah.
some sort of headdress. I will say there's just something about it, like they're not really elongated, especially like how they've been in this chapter. So, like I'm curious if we're gonna if this is leading to like some reveal of what Emu looks like at some point. But other than that, I just think it's just a lot of tension sucked out of Elbaf here. Where I feel like everything, sorry to steal the Simpsons reference from Zach, but everything's wrapped up in a neat little package, So I kind of just I like Loki and Luffy teaming up. It's fun, but I kind of just now where it's like it kind of feels like End of Punk Hazard, where it's like, oh, nobody died. They just have like a nice they have a nice white coating on them. Please remove it,
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
And
that.
Luffy being annoyed that he didn't get to do the final blow, or he wanted to fight the bad guy.
There'll be plenty of blows left for Luffy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just I get a lot of whiplash reading Elbaf because there's one week I'll really enjoy a chapter, and the following week it kind of just feels like a fart in church. Just didn't necessarily care about this. The Zoro bit is funny though.
Another odd thing about this kind of goes back to a
There's
previous
less impact than it should have, like a fart in the wind.
going back to a previous chapter when Emu kind of does this little soliloquy about like, oh yeah, the ship of giants was spotted at sea, and granted, we're projecting as far as the Florian Triangle thing just because of the mention of mist, and that alone I don't think confirms anything, although it certainly invites you to think of that. But like the whole coming after the Nidhogg, there you were, like the giant dragon creature associated with the myths of Elbaf. So you were on Elbaf, that sort of thing. And then in this chapter you have the there was the rumor of the ship of giants with an especially gigantic captain attacking the government, and there were rumors of a massive flying creature, and so the dots connect, and it just reminds me of like prior to Alabasta when Vivi was like, oh, I've heard about Mr. Two. They said he's a giant weirdo who dresses like a swan and dances like a ballerina. That was him. It is very much like okay, well, you didn't need hindsight to catch this one. Like you should have. It definitely is like calls into question the competency of your character here.
Zoro with the Lunarians for the Seraphim after they've already fought them, and he's like
true.
the skin color and the flames on their back.
Yeah.
And
Right.
and let's say it's not referencing the Florian Triangle stuff. If this is just another freaking plot thread, I'm like, come on, Oda, we have enough. The stuff Jinbei said weeks ago. It's like, oh, one of the 3 terrors or whatever it was, and I'm like,
no, that was referring to the Summers,
Knights,
Killingham, and yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Glad. Because I think when people originally responded, I think I wasn't on that episode.
Joey,
so when I saw
yeah.
some friends talking, like, is this like a new thing? And I'm like, oh God, please no, God, no, I can't handle it anymore. So sorry, that was a mouthful what I said, but I just I was very conflicted on this. So
Ken,
I'm with Steve on pretty much everything he said. I thought this was kind of like a lot of the wind was taken out of the sails of the overall Elbaf story here. I didn't think the Florian Triangle thing at all when Emu was talking about the giant ship. I took it more as like a parallel to Loki and Harold, because Harold was doing the same thing too. Harold was attacking pirate ships coming out of the mist. So it's all right, Loki left Elbaf, and in that 6-year period where he was a pirate, he was doing the reverse of his father, still being on the ship in the mist and attacking government ships because he hates the government. So I took it just as a nice parallel. I did not think Florian Triangle for a second, but if that is the reveal, I think it's lame, but I didn't think that to begin with. It's interesting to see the Domiverse not working on Loki and Luffy. Just to go back to that page real quick, Emu says, in exchange for a portion of thy lifespan, I will give ye greater strength. In return, ye shall hate one another. So 2 things I just want to touch on there. Whenever One Piece brings up lifespan, I'm always very like, okay, what we, because Luffy, apparently every time Luffy used his past gears before Gear 5, it was eating away his lifespan. The operation with Ivankov took away his lifespan. So lifespan's constantly a thread in the background, but never really addressed upon. And people have said, oh, Luffy's going to die young or something like that, because he's given up so much of his lifespan every time he uses his powers. I don't believe much of that, but the fact that Emu here is saying, in exchange for a portion of thy lifespan, so he's actively taking lifespan from his victims, and I don't know if that adds to Emu being able to live forever, because the characters thought that, okay, someone did the Law's Fruit immortality surgery on Emu, that's why they're still around. But what if it's also Emu is constantly taking lifespan from characters, and that's why they're still around? Or it could be a combination of both, or one or the other. I don't really know. I just think the fact that he brought up taking lifespan there is interesting. And again, it's not working on Loki or Luffy. And it could be Luffy doesn't have enough lifespan left for this contract to work. Or does Loki not have enough lifespan? Like, are they both doomed to die young for some reason?
D-Clan members.
And the second part of that is Emu saying, ye shall hate one another. And I think it's just interesting to see now with all the Domi reverses, we've seen that there is basically a contract, but like an order with the power. Like with Rocks, it was, okay, you're going to hunt down every last member of the Davy clan. With the Giants, it's all right, you're going to fight along our side. So every Domi reverse character is given like an order before they're transformed as well. So just, again, don't really know where we're going with this. It's just interesting food for thought about how the Domi reverse stuff works.
Foog for thought. But yes, continue.
Foog for thought.
What did I say?
Foog.
Foog for thought.
Foog for thought.
You did not say that. That was my, yeah, okay.
No, that's great. I love that.
Okay.
I knew what you were going
what
for.
What else? Emu leaving, like, to me, like, I feel like we're getting into like a new act of Elbaf, where if Emu is heading back to Elbaf now in whatever way they travel, like, I almost got the feeling like, okay, I'm not powerful enough in this wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man form, because it's the same form that Emu took over Saturn during the God Valley flashback. It was
Correct.
that same stretched out look. I wonder if Emu is limited if they're not there in their physical form. So if Emu is on their way back to Elbaf and we're getting into like Elbaf round 3, that could be something.
Yes.
But the fact that Gunko is now left behind, like, I can't imagine One Piece turning into like an interrogation sequence. But like, okay, we have Gunko, and I'm not saying Emu doesn't have control over Gunko, but if like, hey, Emu is out of the castle, outside of range, on their own, not paying attention, can they question Gunko and get information out of her? Like, hey, listen, like tell us what you know before Emu comes back, before Emu takes you back over.
Give her to Robin, someone who can actually contextualize any information that they would get.
I would love that if Robin and Gunko in a room alone,
That's all,
and Robin plays the bad cop and gets the information out of her. But yeah, I just think leaving Gunko's body behind and now it's frozen, and they can there's going to be something more to that. And if Emu is heading towards Elbaf, I think that will be a bigger threat on the horizon. Like Golfer was saying, like, okay, Luffy's all shriveled up and old now. And if Emu instantly teleports their physical form to Elbaf and everyone's exhausted and the fire's still raging, this is the perfect time for a big final like confrontation. Because right now, like, it wrapped up too easily. Like, everything here wrapped up so easily. I like that Loki was given a weakness. Like, okay, when Loki is too big, he can't hit a small target. That's a good way of like making him not so all powerful. But we really don't know what's on the horizon. I can't imagine things wrapping up this nicely. I don't see it ending this way at all.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of that. I thought this chapter was fascinating. I am of the opinion that this is a red herring chapter. Obviously we won't know that for a little while. Potentially, maybe several chapters from now. But I do not buy for a second that this is that. Like this is the end of this. Yeah, I just don't buy this. I don't buy this being the end of this arc. There, for all the reasons Ken mentioned, yes, the Straw Hats are not interrogators. They have Killingham. The fact that Summers is still alive, like, and there is a very interesting thread that's been left, on the table. The way this fight happened between Loki and Luffy and Gunkimu is very fascinating, especially considering what we've seen so far. If this is the end of the arc, yes, I will agree with all the points that have been said. I'm skeptical, so maybe I could list out some things that I've noticed that make me a little more skeptical. First of all, yes, we all talked about the Biblos stuff, and we haven't quite reached a resolution there. Summers, whatever the hell is happening there specifically, why is he alive still? Why are any of the three demons still there? The fact that Luffy, I do agree with Golfer, the fact that Luffy and Loki, who is also huffing and puffing pretty profusely here, the fact that they're kind of down for the count, not like completely, but they're worn out, makes me think something is very close on the horizon. The fact I say this every week, the fact that we have not seen the astral world yet, it's just, and it's like very front and center on the page 12 of specifically, like, dude, there's a whole other level we haven't even seen. There's no way we're not seeing that, right? I mean, it still completely confounds me how the king was in the middle level, presumably. Like, what's going on up there? What are we supposed to? You introduce 3 levels. There's no way you don't have something in your mind.
Are they hiding up there?
And if he never goes to that, I mean, that would really irritate the hell out of me. If you can't tell by this point. The stuff with, I mean, even Killingham's like, what happened to Emu? Like, Emu is not done, obviously. Now, the question is, how does he get there and quick? And we know the answer to that potentially could be the same way the 5 elders got to Egghead, through the pentagram portals. I mean, that's still a possibility. I think separating Emu from Gunko is also plot wise crucial for Oda, because Gunko needs, I don't want to say like a redemption arc, but needs like to have that closure with Brooke. Right. And this gives us a moment to find that. And the fact that is still open, that is the biggest plot thread that remains open and could still provide some really meaningful storytelling, even if we don't get a lot of those other things that I mentioned. I agree with Steve, though, about the Florian Triangle thing, except the one positive spin, if I could throw it on there, is also what Ken said, is it does create a really neat parallel with his father in that Harold was helping the government by hiding in the mist, not literally the Florian Triangle mist, but hiding in the mist and killing pirates. And then Loki goes out there and he hides in the mist and he kills government people. Is like a really fun parallel. Again, show don't tell would have, I think, really lifted that moment. But I think it is interesting, and maybe we will see it down the line. Again, a cop-out answer, but like when all is said and done, I feel like I'll be able to have a better opinion on this specific series of events, because this feels very red herring to me, this chapter, like given Oda's storytelling. And even if it's not, it's definitely different. Yes, the Punk Hazard stuff is annoying, but it didn't wrap up quite like this. This would be a very outside the box way for Oda, good or bad, would be a very outside the box way for Oda to wrap things up. But I am, I'll go out on a limb. I'll say I'm like 90% sure that we are really just at the beginning throes of this conflict here, and but that's my 2 cents. Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible that all of that, sort of unresolved tension, it certainly like the unresolved like storytelling tension, as far as like, well, it wasn't that it was a very quick and brief and unsatisfying sort of confrontation between the two biggest, the two biggest sides of the final thing, and the fact that we don't really have any kind of a sort of runway of like what happens after Elbaf. So it's possible that Oda is just kind of like using this as like, okay, we're going to shift down, back into third gear or whatever, and we're going to resolve some story stuff in Elbaf, and this is just setting up for when Emu shows up on their next, destination. Like it's really actually going to lead us, the second half of this is going to be end game type stuff.
It could be like
whatever the next
Sloppy
island
Water
is.
7, like
Something like that.
The story
yeah.
continues somewhere else. I could be. I don't know. Personally, I just buy that we're still in the middle of this. And we've had like, how many of the last like half dozen chapters have ended with Emu saying something very like sinister and like, Nidhogger, or I'm going on my summer vacation. Like this just feels like I like, this feels too much like the rug is going to be pulled under me. Maybe I'm cynical, or the opposite of it. One or the other, but I don't know. I will say the little of the fight that we did get was a lot of fun, specifically Ratatasker, the real MVP of this chapter. And then some. And the fact that Luffy asks him for food at the end, it adds a whole other, like a little chef's kiss to that. More Ratatasker. I
see the MVP. He didn't resist Domi Reversi.
I think you're missing what I think an MVP.
That was Plan B.
Yeah,
Don't University the squirrel.
That's true. I'm a power scaler, and that's how yes. But no, I love him because he's adorable and giant and funny, and his face was a hammer. His face is hammer. There's hammer's face. One of those. Yeah, I don't know. I'll withhold judgment. It could either be a really shitty chapter or a pretty good chapter. A misleading chapter. But I don't know. I'll hold out a hope that things go downhill. Is that like what I'm doing? It's like, oh, the good guys all won here. They're going to beat the government really easily here. So
this was the cope that all the people who wanted the raid on Wano to fail were going through. Like, it can't be over yet. There has to be more.
Oh, come on. That thing went on for a long time.
Yeah, it's
guys. Onagashima
Zoro kills Kaido.
Zoro kills. Steven intentionally had that. Anyway. Maybe Zoro will still kill Kaido when he comes back.
There's always hope.
We want him just to come back so Zoro could kill him again. And to see also Kaido's famous dragon technique. That would be fun. That'll do it for the manga recap. Any final thoughts?
Just to double back on one thing Ken said, the prevailing theory that I'm seeing online right now is Devil Fruits or Clan of D can't Dami Reversi them, which we can't confirm Loki is Clan of D, but we know both Luffy and Loki have Devil Fruits.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah,
Rocks didn't have one. That's the big one we know of. We don't really know about all of his family back on God Valley, so we can, theorize that none of them had Devil Fruits.
Oh, that's interesting.
None of the characters that have been Dami Reversi'd on Elbaf have Devil Fruits. So that's at least the big prevailing theory at this point is the Devil Fruits are going to play a much bigger part narratively other than, hey, look, so cool powers.
D stands for dumb.
So. I think that seems pretty consistent, though. I feel like Emu would have known that right away, being like, oh, crap. It doesn't work on Devil Fruits. Instead of like,
but maybe Emu's dumb.
You got special blood in you. Ooh.
But maybe Emu isn't
I
dumb.
think that's a pretty sound. I think that's a sound theory, though.
Yeah, it's a good theory. I think that is good.
I don't just because Emu has dealt with Joy Boy and Nika and the past and whatnot. The fact that they were so just as I suspected and then got cut off. You've dealt with this before. Did you not try?
But he clearly has trauma behind Joy Boy specifically.
Well, clearly.
Things did not go well for him. Even if he came out the victor, sometimes maybe Joy Boy had one over on Emu. I think that's a pretty good theory. The one thing I'll say, I think Steven mentioned all the inner monologue stuff, which I 100% agree with. Maybe Emu's dumber than we all thought. Let's be honest, fascistic dictators who rule the world are often lucky, but not often the most intelligent people. So maybe we're giving Emu too much credit here.
Like how they didn't realize that Blackbeard and Rocks look exactly the same.
This is why evil never wins, because evil is dumb.
I'm gonna write that down. I need a thing that evil can't win. Evil's stupid.
One final thing. How do we feel about the Chopper situation? Because I thought last week, he did the same thing again this week. Something's weird with Chopper. He hits the guys and the demons peel off. I'm
going to say I tentatively like the idea that Chopper has this special skill of unknown origin, because give my boy stuff to do. That's great. I like
give you
it.
Stuff to do. Only human fruit with no subtype. We've had no understanding of that the whole time.
Because humans are boring sometimes.
Well, also, he was the first one, and then everything else, Oda's like, oh, shit, what am I going to do now?
We know he loves his retcons.
He's a model
Oda.
Yeah, I saw too many fan theories after last week that, it's actually the human, Guardian of the Forest fruit that's in the Harley, that Chopper is, it's going to be another, Nika situation. Because the Harley says...
Guardian of the Forest! What's the Gahul? The Owls of Gahul?
Guardians of Gahul in your backyard?
In my backyard?
Yeah.
Oh, it always comes back to this owl. What a bizarre series of events. I'm shocked still that gigantic ass owl.
It happened with Luffy, so I guess it's
the owl?
No. Luffy's in your backyard right now.
Shit.
And guess what? He looks exactly like the Fishman Island screen cap that everyone uses for Luffy. He's just standing there, rigid.
Oh. Well, I wake from a nightmare here. Oh my god. That's the name of the chapter that we've now ended the recap for.
This is the one thing
we have to end, Ken. It was too good of a segue, but Ken, go ahead. Say the thing. Say it.
It's just the second world. Within the void, there was breath. The forest god tamed demons, and the sun spread the fires of war. So everyone's saying, "Oh, it's the human fruit model forest god if it can tame demons."
Who said this?
People on Twitter.
Who said the thing you just read?
That's from the mural.
one
It
we-
says the
one
the
we
second
spent
world
2
within the
full
void.
episodes talking.
Right.
The forest
I-
god tamed demons, and the sun spread the fires of war, which is what's happening right now. Chopper's
Mhm.
taming demons, and technically the fires are spreading on Elbaf. So, does that mean anything? I don't think it does.
Are we
but
in the
This is the
second
prophecy
world? Are
prophesized.
we, you know?
I could say it's stupid, but I think my own reasoning is just like I don't know. I think it's stupid, but
exactly, that's all.
anything's
it is.
on the board these days.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say we need an edit of like the best thing to sum up Zach these days is the Tetsuo meme from the old Akira dub, where it says "Leave me alone," and every time it flashes, it's just that Luffy, and maybe we could get the I'm Monkey D. Luffy. I'm gonna be king of the pirates every time.
Steve, why are you telling people the worst thing I could possibly look at?
Because I'm
Steve, you
lazy.
have to
and I
admit
don't
that
want to
that
do it.
screen cap is awful, right?
Oh, it's terrible. It's hack. It's such like a dopey looking Luffy. It's like, like the Sanji I have framed where he has his arms crossed
Yes.
from like towards the end
but
of
that
Whole
one's
Cake
funny.
Island. It's
That
like,
one's funny.
yeah, it is funny. It'd be like if that's like Sanji's like main picture on everything now is just.
Well, you
so-
heard him. Make that the main picture, Wiki.
I would love it.
That,
Honestly,
that is it's a really funny Sanji picture. Like that's great. Make a good Luffy picture, the main Luffy picture, everyone. That's all I'm asking.
Shueisha
And
should
get
come
out
out
of
with
my
it.
backyard.
Shueisha should come out with an announcement like we've determined that 80 million bots were spreading this image of Luffy. We're removing it from the internet, and it just
to be
disappears
fair,
from
I
all
don't.
the.
I don't like
that'd be
that
great.
drawing Oda did of Luffy that they're using. He looks like Raggedy Andy.
Ken,
Uh,
get that shit off of the screen. We are going to the next segment. That's it. We're done with the manga recap. Ken. Okay. Was I actually mad? Yes. Was I actually
Yes.
that
probably.
mad? Also, yes.
Yes.
This is the Piece Together segment where we take your questions, comments, theories. Use it for food for thought. Let's hear about your evil tampons on our first segment.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't- what? Is there something wrong with an evil tampon, Steve? Ken, what's our first segment here?
This piece. All right. First up, we have Big Mike. AOPP. Netflix just increased its subscription price. Does this mean they are going to have to pay Emily Rudd 100,000 berries per viewer because they are going to show Nami's happiness punch from the front in season 3? I hope so. Oh, Big Mike.
Oh, Big Mike.
Why?
Big Mike, you see,
Talk
last
to real
week-
people.
Big Mike, you had this shtick going last week, but then you had a really good question. This time, it's just telling us bad news and then the shtick. So,
Bad news. Sorry.
what's next, Ken?
Next up, we have Reversey Headback. OPP, I came to you with my heart in my head to
Wait,
ask
that's
why.
weird. Mine is Rescuer Heimpatch.
Oh, maybe it's not updated on my Discord. 1 second. Oh, it just updated. All right. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
come on. We gotta get the reverse eye patches.
Okay,
handled
I'll make sure I
correctly.
get it.
It's
My
very
apologies.
important. Yeah.
Rescuer Heimpatch. OPP. I came to you with my heart in my head to ask why Gunko had to be fridged like that. Wait, I'm saying now that being fridged doesn't mean you are frozen like you would be if you were stuck in the freezer. Good, because she isn't even wearing pants. My real question. Why can Luffy and Loki resist the eye patchy reversey when Rocks couldn't? Is it because this is the Covenant type of emu bullshit? Because they were both Zoans and Zoans can slap the demon out of people? Do they have the mysterious will of El, which Rocks failed to get because nobody translated his name into delicious smoked locks?
No,
Oh,
Luffy's
I
power
get
level's
the-
just bigger.
You're such a power scaler this week, Steve.
I know. I'm such a bitch.
I mean,
That's how people should call each other, power scalers.
We talked about this a little bit in the main show. It's still not clear why the Domi Reversi didn't work. It is interesting though that again, Chopper has a human fruit, and Luffy has a human fruit too. But we know that Loki's isn't a human fruit.
Wait,
imagine
Luffy's is human fruit model.
Human
Yeah, model Nika.
fruit model Nika.
By the way, worst name for a fruit. Human fruit. Like, come on, what are you doing?
Any thoughts on this? Anyone?
I like the devil fruit theory. Was that you, Golfer?
Yeah, that's just
thought
kind of
that's
the
a good one.
prevailing theory I've been seeing online. And then the one thing, I know this doesn't like 100% address the question, is the name Reversi is in there. And the way that game works is the more pieces you have, the easier it is to flip the other pieces because you can surround them much easier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how 100% it works in, but I keep thinking back on the game because they made such a point to show it in Wano.
Yes.
And how that all works out for them, and so
Let's go, but yeah,
go. That's right.
it's similar, but yeah.
But like that's kind of what I keep coming back to is that like, did this get easier because Emu didn't actually have the numbers? Like the Holy Knights were fucking around. Their whole thing was just like being sadistic about this, and they didn't quite actually take the whole thing seriously. And then they didn't have the numbers they needed when Emu showed up to actually have a force to go up against people that could flip it on them. Like, do they get stronger the more Dami Reversi'd people are around? Like, thinking back on, like, Rocks and all the people that were Dami Reversi'd on God Valley. Like, I feel like the more I think about Dami Reversi and the, like, possibilities coming from the game, the more it kind of, like, I feel like I keep, like, expanding into it. So like maybe that's why it's so easy for Chopper is he can just smack somebody. Maybe if it was an army of them, it wouldn't be so simple.
Maybe Chopper just knows how to cheat at the game. He's just like smacks the pieces off the table.
He
He's
kind
like,
of hits
I'm
the
not playing
table.
this shit. I'm a reindeer. I don't need to do this. I think it is a good point. I like of the other dangling threads, the fact that we kind of were introduced to Reversi and actually specifically referenced Dory, I think says you just have to turn the pieces back white again. Like because they showed the black and white pieces in Reversi, and that's basically what I guess Chopper and the others were doing. So I think so maybe let me take a step back because the other thing is they kind of know that if they get surrounded, that's what flips the one in the middle, and they kind of work around that. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like we're still missing something with either the metaphor or the actual implementation of this power. I do agree that, you know, they weren't going into they were going into this thinking, okay, we have pacified giants. Let's just take 3 guys who are really conniving and think of something really way too obtuse for the situation, and they'll solve this and get these kids that we could kidnap, and then we could use the whole nation against them, and blah, 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 blah. Their plan was working pretty well until they had any sort of force against them, supposedly, which isn't an unreasonable assumption. But I wonder at this point, how much does Emu care about this plan coming to fruition? How much is he willing to commit personally or in blood and soil or whatever the phrase is? I don't know. Ken.
All right. Next up, we have Enzel. Hey, OPP. Just want to say hope there's no theory crafting what Chopper is doing to the Domi Giants because Zoro clearly explained why he's able to easily flip them. Do we think this arc is actually wrapping up already, or there's more seeing as we've yet to see the third area of Elbaf? Finally, did you see the WT100 change significantly from last week? Looks like bots were being used to update the numbers for Sanji and many others, but it looks like they've been deleted. They've deleted a ton of votes now. Yeah, we talked about the WT100 at the top of the show. But
Ken, this, you know, come to think of it, the when will Elbaf end thing that we do at the beginning of each arc, I never got one for you.
Okay.
So you could have you could really test the waters here and either say it's going to be ending next week.
If you need
Or-
time to mull it over, I can answer the first
Yeah.
question. I guess more people are kind of speculating than I thought that this could end. I think there's still a bit of Elbaf left. I think there's a whole Loki thing we got to settle. And I was really hoping we'd get a second flashback in this arc, but maybe that's not happening because I think we just need more of like a final kind of Loki kind of redemption in the eyes of everyone in Elbaf, or maybe not. Maybe he just is like, yeah, I'm leaving. But like, I don't know. Like Nami, well, Nami was a different case there. I still think there's a bit left to go. Also, like we have no idea what direction we're heading in. I feel like there's still going to be, I think, Golfer was mentioned this that we have like a bit more to like set up, here, like something big is going to happen. And it's going to determine where Loki's ending up, where he's staying or going. But sorry, I thought like I was thinking of something else too. I just thought, I don't know. I was kind of hoping for like a little bit more with Loki. I kind of just hope it's not all like settled on the page. Like, yeah, you're cool. I guess you're cool now.
We need the pain arc moment. We need the moment where he comes back to the village and they all accept him.
I didn't stick with Naruto for that long, so that's a little lost on me. But I'll take your word for it.
I feel like the giant sun god in the room moment needs to happen. That Elbaf's literal god showed up. This is the thing I've been the most excited about with Elbaf, like with Luffy coming from the underworld and fighting, is like your literal, like, Jesus came back. He's here right now. This guy that you have all of these myths about, that you literally like think about so much that it's in your nightmares. He's here. Like what? Like I've been waiting for the moment for somebody to look at Luffy and be like, "Do you know what's going on right now? Or do you even care?" Like he won't care at all. But the elation of the people around him, I think, is going to be what's important. Like for the love of God, I need Kuma to say something to him. I want somebody to acknowledge like what he has going on.
I don't know if Kuma's going to be saying anything anytime soon. Speaking
I want him so bad. I want him to be a Straw Hat as the chaplain. I fit it into my head that he'll become the chaplain of their ship, the most devout follower of the sun god we've ever known.
I feel like Kuma's journeying, Kuma's sailing days are done.
He's probably done.
He was doing that for Bonnie, and now that him and Bonnie are reunited, that dude can enjoy retirement, as far as I'm concerned.
We'll let him have it, but I'm gonna go on AO3 and make my own fanfic of him being so elated to see.
I mean,
Luffy as the sun god.
He could start a church. He could.
I'd love to see it.
Can't take that church on the road unless he does Zoom. But
or if it's on a boat, a church on a boat.
I mean, they have
Jinbei standing in front of the door and he's saying "Crew's full."
They've got the video Den Mushi. Like they've got Zoom in their universe.
There was something I wanted to say to Steve's point. I'm trying to remember what the point was originally.
Was it
we were
like
talking about
where we're going, like the roadmap?
Oh, yeah. The one thing I want to say, Steve, is like one of the things that is generally missing from the post time skip One Piece is not knowing where we go next, with like literally two exceptions. And the fact that we don't know where we're going next is actually, I think, really exciting and potentially good.
Mm-hmm.
I like, is the next one Lodestar Island or the end? There's, I think, like almost 50%.
I was going to bring it up, Burnt Scar dude.
Yeah,
Man Marked by
the final
Flames.
poneglyph is
Scopper.
with Burn Scar.
Scopper's
No, it's not Scopper.
Burnt Scar guy.
No, but
I thought it was going to be Saul personally until it wasn't.
No, it's the burn scar though. The scar
yes,
looks like a burn.
It looks like a flame, but that's not.
Yeah.
Oh, the scar that looks like a burn.
It's the black ship that the guy who makes whirlpools. He's ex-Navy. Like we need. Like
it doesn't line up with Gabon.
No, I mean I agree. Being a little, it's possible.
Being facetious.
A little bit. Is that okay, Steve? Is that okay?
No.
Oh. What's the next question, Ken? Oh, wait.
Next one is from.
Wait, when do you think Elbaf's going to end? This is 1178. Do you want me to tell you when everyone else
Has
here
anyone
thought? I
has
won't
anyone
go.
taken 1200?
Yeah, and he's right standing. He's in
He's
the room
right
with us.
behind me, isn't he?
It's golfer.
Golfer took 1200.
Yeah.
They would take 1201.
You gonna Price
you
is
could
Right
take
me?
1201.
I'll take 1201.
His price is rating you.
Price is writing you.
Actually, it's reverse price is rating you because
That's
it's the closest without going over. So he's given himself one chapter to win. But if that's what he wants to do, he can do it. I'm not going to say anything.
I'll do that.
But I said 1227. I was being facetious at the time.
1227?
I said that on purpose.
Okay.
Because I'm like, this is never going to be right.
It
And
might, again, I can't tell
I
for
could
entering.
be right. It could be right.
Yeah, I can't tell
possible.
for entering like a third. Because here's the thing, I think they could hang out at Elbaf for a while. Because I feel
Oh, I could just watch them hanging out. True. That would be fun,
well, no,
too.
I feel like when they leave Elbaf, they have to leave with intention. Like,
Yes.
they need to know where they're going, whatnot. I can't see them going to.
Yeah.
I can't see them going to Roadstar, and we saw that Robin seems to know who the man with the burn scar is. So I could see Luffy. We have to talk about this guy at the end here, and then head that way.
I don't know. I still think one of the magical parts of a series like One Piece is not knowing what comes next. And they're kind of just sailing into the next thing. I think that's something that has been kind of missing, or maybe we're just past that in the series. It's
I think
possible.
we're past it. If we're trying to,
Narratively?
yeah, I think we're
But
trying
to be
wrap this
fair,
up.
when we left Wano, they did not know where they were going next. Yes, they had a lot of like, okay, we could do this. This is going to be, like there was a lot of prep, but they didn't really know where they were going to end up.
There's more
in
determination around the people around Luffy,
Correct.
rather like Luffy was just like, let's go.
Yes.
The one other thing hanging over us in Elbaf that I feel like we have no inclination as to what's going on is when was it Nolan the Explorer says don't spend too much time there?
No, it was what was the name of the person? It's the scientist.
Thoreau or something like that.
No.
Louis? Something?
Yeah,
Alex.
Arnaud. Louis
Arnaud.
Arnaud,
Yeah,
I
so
think. That might
don't
have
spend too
something
much
like
time there. What does that possibly mean? Because it feels like maybe like in
I
real
think
world
that
time,
was
are we going to get?
more- I thought that was more of just like a homage to the little garden thing. Like, I don't know if it was as much. It was like, don't overstay your welcome. Maybe.
And I feel like everyone's gonna be like, why? And then like he's just gonna be like, you get lost, and that's it. It's just that. It's like, oh, does time freeze and all that? It's like, no.
That's what I've been wondering. Does time move slower on Elbaf than it does the rest of the world?
That is a good
Interesting.
question.
The fact
But
that Gabon's
however,
been there for a while. Like,
Gabon, I think, has been staying there most of his life, and I don't
feel like
think it
Gabon
does.
would be dead by now. No, wait, no, it's slower. Sorry.
if
He
they showed up
was
at
the
same
Gabon,
age
if
as
they showed up at
Rayleigh
Gabon was
anyway.
still young looking like he was back on Roger's crew,
Then you have an
like,
interesting.
oh, there's something going on here. But
Yeah,
And you know what?
I'm with you.
I think I would enjoy that more. That would be fun. However,
But we
We
all
know
know
Dory-
that only women are allowed to age gracefully and
That's
not
true.
get any wrinkles or white hair.
except for Dr. Correa and rocking it. But yes, she still gets both of those. But I was going to say, Dorian Brokey, though, did fight for 100 actual years on Little Garden. So, that part. Also, I won't stop saying it. Colin is 20 years old and has been living 20 years. Why
yes,
is
but
he still 8?
But divide that
or
by
10?
3.
No, I'm not dividing it by 3. He still lived 20 years.
God, do you like grill your dog about this, Zach?
Every day.
What do you mean you're like 99 years old in dog years? What's a dog year?
Constantly. Lucy, get in here now. I need to grill you about your age.
All right, should we move on?
I know she's not under me because it
Please.
doesn't stink like farts. Yes, please.
All
continue.
right. JP says, "Hi, OPP folks. I have one question. Where is Emu headed off to? Wrong answers only.
I think we answered this question. Pretty thoroughly.
Disneyland.
Spring break.
Yeah, Rum Springer.
I'm sure it's 1700th.
All right. Next question. Sue Lehman from Block D. Hello, my fellow squirrers. Like squirrels.
Squirrel saying, yeah.
It was mentioned a while ago that Mary Jersey was engulfed in flames, but we have cut back to it since then for a second time, and it seems fine. What if this was an exaggeration? What if was just a part of the castle that Emu destroyed in order to renovate it for some large and tacky ballroom? I totally think it's likely. Anywho, as Emu heads off to some place, possibly to Happy Land, in a gumdrop house on Lollipop Lane, what renovations would you do to the castle to really irritate the black blob? A whole room full of Nika posters? A room without any butterflies? Thanks and have a great week.
What's the opposite of a room with butterflies?
I don't know.
A room without butterflies.
A room of caterpillars? I don't know.
It's not really the opposite. That's just the
What's the opposite
precedent.
of a butterfly? Dragonfly?
No, it would have to be something that doesn't fly. Anyway,
A milk?
what's the question?
What would we do to renovate the Pangea Castle to make Emu hate it more?
Oh, I do like the room full of Nikos, but you know what? He clearly was like cutting knives into. Oh, who was it in our Discord was saying that instead of Domi reversing people, he should just be trying to ship everyone, like the dollies, like trying to kiss.
That was between me, Jill, and David Bednar. We were talking about that.
I do like the idea of him just being this, like, I like the ultimate villain in One Piece just being someone who ships everyone and is very angry that his ships or her ships are not going the way that they want it to go.
Yeah.
I actually think that is a very funny, potentially wrong answer.
I would take the straw hat out to defrost. He'd come home. He'd be very upset about it.
Yeah, he went down to look at the straw hat. There must have
Yeah.
been a reason that they went down to do that.
Yeah. Joey Boy left him a giant straw hat thong in the sink.
That does not sound like a made of straw.
Must have been a messy divorce for Emu.
Oh,
Or it's like-
here's the question. What? So we've talked about Emu and not V. What's VV's ancestors' name again? Nefertari
Lily.
We thought they were potentially an item or something, but wouldn't it be funnier if Joy Boy and Emu were an item and had a really messy breakup? That's possible.
Anything's
Maybe.
possible.
Or is this the COVID talking again?
It's the COVID talking, but anything's possible.
Oh, okay. What's next, Ken?
All right, next up, we have Cram doesn't have a pun name. Ahoy, OPP, banger chapter as always. Or should I say, baffling chapter as always? Because what the hell was going on at any point? Elbaf is getting strange. Where's this all going? Where's Biblo? How's Chopper such a good doctor? It's all so interesting. My question this week is, how can Usopp still win? Hashtag Godsweep. Have a great week.
The one thing either lending to the credence that it was a red herring or lending to the credence, you could look at it either way, or that it's actually over, is that Usopp did get a big moment last week? So to answer your question, I don't know.
It was a very good speech, but I'm personally hoping Usopp does more this arc.
I think, yeah, there's a lot more, and the we talk about like the 10-ton or 100-ton hammer thing. There's like a lot that still remains on the table. Yeah, I still think we're in red herring territory here, but
I agree. I think there's going to be a lot more.
Golfer, you seem to have checked the online comments more. Like, what is the consensus here? Do more people think that this is the end? Like, I feel like we're in a bubble a little bit, but like, do more people think this is the end, or do more people think that this is just a swerve we're on?
Like specifically for Usopp, or just like the chapter Elbaf as a whole?
Elbaf.
At least as far as I've seen, there's things I can't like. So there's people who spoil this stuff early by putting cryptic images online. So
I
I'll
love
probably
those
have to
people.
actually refrain from commenting on this because some of the folks that like I'm pretty tight with on TikTok report on this stuff, and then it gets put into my comments. So I think I might
Hmm.
know a smidge too much that I don't want to say anything.
I don't even, the next chapter can't be out yet.
It's
I
too
hope.
early. If the official one came out today,
Yeah. Don't do this to us, internet.
As far as I understand, when when the next volume of Shonen Jump hits 7-Elevens in non-Japan countries, the leakers either get them
Yes.
today
Yes.
or tomorrow, and by like their time, it would already be Monday.
oh
So they're
geez.
getting those on Mondays. We usually get
You gotta
like
turn
a
off those
short.
comments.
It's so bad. Like I won't talk about One Piece for 4 weeks trying to get people to stop doing it, but I get messages and stuff like that. So like I think I know one thing a little too much.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't think about what that thing might be. Ken, next question then.
Next up, we got Straw Hat Rigby. Hey, OPP. Elbaf is starting to feel sort of a lot like, and not in a way unusually enjoy out of One Piece. Anyway, a while back I had a bit of a theory I posted on Twitter about 4 weeks ago, so I'll post it here to see what you think, since this chapter seems to get along with it. Loki has a special bounty. We know this because of the Oda box when we first meet him. We know he left Elbaf after the Herald incident to rage against the Gov for an undisclosed time. So let's say he dragons out somewhere, and through a game of telephone through the Marines, he gets the 5 elders that an obsidian dragon terrorized some island. Presume Emu already knows Loki ate the fruit due to possessing Harold at the time of his death, and the elders then order the special bounty on him because they know at this point he's off Elbaf. Then let's say Shanks gets wind of the special bounty on Loki. He knows the Gov had a specific interest in him / Nidhogger due to his time in Mary Joa. That's why Shanks finds him and drags him back to Elbaf, but the world government / Emu doesn't explicitly know this. A case of hiding in plain sight, if you will. With that, Emu says here about Loki, I'm thinking this is a pretty likely scenario. Despite how messy Elbaf seems to be right now, I trust that it'll all tie together pretty nicely. Have a great week.
Yeah, I keep looking back to that government bounty, the special government bounty of 2.6 billion. What is that's close to Luffy's, right? Luffy's 3 billion right now, right? Or did it go up? I'm trying to remember.
It's probably gone up since Egghead, but we have not seen it.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember if there was another bounty.
No, last time
bounty rush, so to speak.
Luffy's last bounty was 3 million, I think.
Billion.
3 billion, yeah.
With the B.
I like that theory. I've been thinking for a while that because we know Shanks became an emperor because of him bringing Loki to chain him up kind of thing. That's what got him.
Did we know that for a fact that was the?
I think so. Let me just double check.
Thought that was an inference, but
I could be inferring then. But because we know
also his connections to the celestial dragons and that could make him more wanted if he is undermining them. It's so I don't know. Shanks's whole shtick has been very difficult to surmise exactly what's happening.
Well, we know Loki was out to sea for about 6 years, and Shanks was the one that brought him home and tied him up. That's all we know. And we know in that time period, that's when Shanks became an emperor as well. So it was inferred that him taking Loki in was the thing that pushed him over the edge into emperor territory.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that wouldn't line up with the end of Thriller Bark, but I guess that doesn't line up with the Thriller Bark ending.
If the Florian Triangle, yeah, no, that wouldn't make sense.
If Shanks returning Loki is what gave him emperor status.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Loki's
when did that happen? 3 years ago?
No, 6 years ago. Loki was chained up.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. Okay.
There
So
we
maybe
go.
we-
We saved the Florian Triangle.
Maybe we save the Florian Triangle for another day. The
I'm
mystery
still
remains.
I'm still convinced that it was Zunatia.
And I'm convinced. No, I can't even think of a stupid answer for that. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. Next up, we have Sheepman. Howdy, OPP. Y'all think that Chopper having a human fruit may have something to do with him easily being able to flip those who've been dummy reversied? Additionally, surely we're going to get a full Emu reveal now that Emu is heading directly to Elbaf instead of being there via proxy. I'm anticipating the conflict ahead since I can't see Emu just being defeated outright at this time. So will this arc end with them escaping? Gotta love Run Piece.
That's Steven's favorite. I did forget to ask Steven that Emu actually uses the first person pronoun I at the end, which is interesting. And I do agree with this person's theory that I think part of the reason the Gunko Emu got defeated so quick is because that the Oda wants to reveal who Emu is to Luffy's face, and probably because of the Vivi connection. Also knowing that Vivi is en route adds another interesting wrinkle to that. I don't know. I definitely think that narratively can fit in very well. I just don't know how or when or why or where.
Yeah, agreed. I think we're going to be on Elbaf longer than we were assuming. So,
Oh, at least until chapter 1201.
Chapter 1201.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got it's either Wispy or Whizpie. Hey who slop. With the return of Eustace Kid on the cover illustration this week, that reminds me. Do you think we'll see him pop up in this arc at all? We learned Roto's Raven was scooping up people in the nearby waters of Elbaf, so I felt like it was a missed opportunity to not have the Magna Power guy get stuck in the prison of plastic bricks at the start of the arc. Who knows? Maybe he's hanging out with a Rouge up in the astral realm.
I would like to see him in Lego jail, like the Brickster.
Yeah, this whole time. It would be
Yeah.
agreed. It would also be great just to see Kid in jail at the beginning of every arc.
I like it could still be an option. I think if you introduce kids so early into this arc, it would just be like,
Yeah.
it's like, where's Kid? Where's Kid? I think it works great because it's like, oh, if it's all plastic, then yeah, like Kid is like useless there.
Mhm.
It's actually like it's very creative, but that would be the second time we've seen Kid in a jail cell in this series. So it might just
I think it's funny to do that.
It'd have to be a come a running bit at that point.
Yeah.
yeah.
I kept waiting for when we first met Loki. He had all those followers with the gas masks on in the forest, like all the humans who live down in like that area. Like if he got shipwrecked on Elbaf, he would be down in the underworld area. I kept waiting for these are all the kid pirates wearing like the masks, like they live. I don't know.
Can you honestly see Kid doing that?
No, I can't. But when you lost everything, who knows?
I forgot about those guys. I wonder if they're gonna go the ways of like Knights of Ren, where they don't get mentioned again. It's like, oh wait, those guys. Yeah, let's kill them.
I don't see them coming back at this point. All right, and our last one from Sailor Karna. Hey OPP, today's chapter had me thinking, since Chopper was in the Western Village slapping the demons out of people, how are the other Straw Hats going to take care of Brook and Usopp? I mean, with Usopp, they could just make some temporary bandages, but Brook, there's no milk around. Did they just wrap him up till Chopper is done?
How do you know there's no milk around? There was a school, and there's plenty of milk.
Who are the giant doctors that we know of?
That's a Simpsons reference.
Is Gert? Yeah,
Gert?
Gert's the doctor.
Gert's a doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's on the patch
yeah.
of Loki.
You know, like the kiss, kiss your boo boo, make it feel better. Yeah, just one mwah from her, and it's like that's like a sensu bean.
Somebody
Steve
finally
just-
shows Brooke panties and he just springs right back up.
Yeah, I don't
Gunko's
like
been
it
there the whole
reminded
time
of
without
that kid.
pants. That would.
Yeah, Yeah, he finally gets what he fucking wants, and he's just like, yo ho ho, oh, I remember you.
You were
It's like,
evil.
I won't ask you of that because that's a weird violation. Too much heat on the Brookster. Fucking yeah, throw him in jail with the Brickster.
The Brookster and the
The Brookster and the Brickster.
Attorneys at law.
Do this one for me, the Brookster.
That's great.
Wow, that'll do it for Piece Together. Actually, should I do some? I should probably do a couple Reddit at least, because we have not. I feel like I have not been.
I know it's when I'm hungry.
Okay. We'll do Reddit next time.
Sorry,
thank you.
Reddit. Sorry, emails.
Yeah, I'm hungry too, even though I ate dinner, but I'm always hungry. Let's round off on the other side of this commercial break. Or if you're on Patreon, we'll see you in a second. This has been episode 912 of the One Piece podcast for March 30th, 2026. We got you in at the beginning and the end of March, Ken. So, when can we look forward to seeing you again on the podcast?
Oh, what's the right way of answering this question now? Because either I'm not on the show until next March, which is this March.
No,
Well, technically, this
what are you talking?
30th.
What are you talking about? This March can't be next March. It's still
No,
March.
But as of right now, this is still March. Next March is going to be 2027, but in 2
Correct.
days that'll be this March.
Incorrect.
No,
Because the current March will be
No.
over.
This is the whole. This is where this started.
Wait,
You still don't
Golfer,
get
Golfer,
it.
I need
You
your
still
Golfer.
don't get it.
He
You
doesn't
don't
get it, Steve.
Don't
he doesn't.
get it.
He still doesn't get it.
Once this March is over,
No.
then the next March is the next March.
No,
Okay.
that's not how it works. It's
Take
not
a
how
step
it works.
Wait, I want
This
to ask Golfer.
Wednesday could refer
Uh-huh.
to the upcoming Wednesday, but after you pass Wednesday and you're still within the week, so like on
It's no longer
Friday,
this Wednesday.
it's still this Wednesday. Oh, that happened this Wednesday.
Zach, if it's Thursday and I'm saying you and me are getting lunch this Wednesday, does that mean the day before?
No, I would say next
What?
Wednesday or on Wednesday. I would say without a this or a next. That's different. But once, Golfer,
No,
this
you're
has been
proving
going
my
on for
point.
3 years. This conversation.
In
At
April, I
least.
can say this March.
On December 26th, do you say last Christmas? No, because that's still last year. You
It
got
was
there's
this Christmas.
leeway.
Yeah. There. Thank you.
That's
thank
your
you,
best
Steve.
argument yet, honestly. I'll give you
Thank
that
you.
one.
That's See how effortless it was. I didn't even sweat.
Is it
But last
crazy to
Christmas,
say?
I gave you my heart, and the very
Yeah,
next day, you gave
last
it away.
Year.
Golfer, I do want to hear Golfer's take.
Is it crazy to say Christmas is more significant than March, so you refer to it differently? I just want to throw a wrench in this more than anything.
Yeah,
Depending
why
on
would
your
you
religion.
do this?
Well, no,
Yeah, for me,
we've had.
March is definitely more
March is
significant
more
than
important than
Christmas.
that.
March, a month of some significance, I suppose. But yeah. Steve, I almost forgot. You're
This
also.
is why we didn't read Reddit or emails.
Apologies. It's like the Matt Damon at the end of Jimmy Kimmel. Steve, you're also on another podcast this week. I almost forgot. I forgot to mention it at the top of the show, but
Yeah, that's right. That's coming out, and it's very topical because it's One Piece. Our good friends at Quest of the Best, Miles and Jeff and Tristan. Who was not on the show because he doesn't read or watch One Piece. But we talked about One Piece Movie 6, Baron of Matsuri. They asked me to come on and talk about it, and I had a really good time. I know we really like that movie. I'm sure a lot of our fans do. So if that sounds interesting to you, please give it a watch or listen.
yeah, we haven't done like any of the older movies because of accessibility issues generally.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm
really
looking
kind
forward
of
to
weird tightrope. Yeah.
it. Is
And and trust me, I talk about that too in the podcast.
no. I trust you.
Like this,
you know
just,
when
or just like the the state of ever kind of getting some like proper releases for those.
It's bizarre how those are the
America.
things still in purgatory. I don't
Mhm.
even really like get it at this point, considering the popularity. But yeah, no, Steve, I trust you. You know when this March is, and that's really a great litmus test for people. Steve, where else can people find you and your amazing takes on when months and days of the week are?
I mean, I talk about it on a monthly basis, or daily. Listen to me on ProZD Plays Games over on YouTube. Listen to me on 4Kids Flashback. Website, steveyurko.com. Social media, mainly Instagram. Blue Sky is just Stevie Yurko. And yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Golfer, where can people find you?
You can find me on TikTok as Golfer Gare Bear. We've been talking a lot about Chainsaw Man, and then on YouTube as the exact same name. And I just put up a very long video talking about the end of Chainsaw Man. Appreciate you guys having me back on. I missed you guys.
Appreciate
I was
having
sick
you,
for so long. I missed all the fun chopper chapters. I'm glad I didn't miss the last one.
The chopper chapter. That is hard to say. Ken, where can we find you?
Oh, me? Oh, where can you find old Ken? Where can you find the whipping boy? He doesn't know when March is.
Wow, Steve, I think we've broken him.
You know what? You did.
Ken, we love you.
Just a little bit.
What is it says on Golfer shirt again? You
You
matter.
matter. You matter.
You
I
matter.
do matter. Thank you, Zach.
Yes.
I'm Ken O'Connor, aka KindKing01. You can find me at KindKing01 on Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, you name it, I'm on it. You can find me anywhere. And also, please check out the One Piece art collab on Blue Sky under OP Collab. It is a 2 collabs, technically, but 2 collabs, me and artists doing the episode art this week. Kirby hosted Volume 2 a couple years ago. We got hundreds of artists to draw hundreds of One Piece characters, put it all together in one big collection. Please check that out at your leisure.
Yeah, and if you haven't, please check out Kirby on social media. I know D Kirby J on Blue Sky, and assuming anywhere else on social media. Yes, I'm being told yes. Everywhere. Kirby says everywhere. You could find me at zachlogan.com, where I will be posting the picture of the owl in my backyard momentarily because I feel like I have to. Also, if you don't subscribe to us on Patreon, you are missing an image of me being haunted by both Biblo and another haunting figure that can only be described as cursed. You can find that on patreon.com/One Piece Podcast. If that doesn't convince you to subscribe to us, I literally cannot think of anything else. And I want to mention again, Opla has begun. Our season 2 One Piece live action roundup with just some amazing interviews. This week is Mark Herelick, who plays Dr. Herelick. He was such a fun guest, and that guy deserves all the praise and accolades coming to him. So I'm very excited to present that, like, I think almost hour-long interview with him soon. We also have Rob Coletti, who plays Wapple, not a Wappleganger, but the original one. The original one to the live action. And we have Aura. That was a fun interview I did with Kirsten. That'll be out the following week. That was my beginnings of COVID, so I apologize, but mostly held through it. And we have the folks at Frame Store also on Opla. So you can check all that out at onepiecepodcast.com/Opla. Exclamation point not in the URL. But next week, we're going to go through chapter 1179. And until then, my name is Zach.
Wait, Zach, we're not done yet.
Oh, shit, I forgot.
It's the final week of Arc Madness.
Steve, you're muted. Or the O didn't come out.
Oh.
Steve's hungry and we didn't get to do Reddit questions, so let's see what's going on.
This will be super quick. If you're
Yes.
listening to this episode,
Hey, I
on
tried,
our public-
Steve.
if you're listening to this episode right now on our public Discord is the final rounds of Arc Madness. Last week's result, surprising no one. Water 7 and East Lobby beat Jaya Skypiea, and Alabasta beat Arlong Park. So for the final round, it is Water 7 and East Lobby versus Alabasta, the number 1 seed and the number 3 seed for the final week. And we are also doing a second poll. We're putting Jaya Skypiea against Arlong Park for 3rd and 4th place as well. So next week we'll have 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th place. Thank you all for participating in Arc Madness. This was a fun experiment for the month of March. I think it went very well.
Yeah, this really lasted exactly the month.
I planned it exactly out. Yeah,
very well done.
Thank you.
I'll say, though, not surprising, like, where we ended up. I will say, like, the quarterfinals were all very exciting and close. The semifinals, not so much. Like,
it was kind of blowout.
Semifinal, like, it's funny, like, when doing a lot of these brackets, like, semifinals and finals, when things don't get that interesting, it's always, like, the first initial round and quarterfinals, and then everything kind of evens out.
The ones that were closest were like Drum Island, Arlong Park was only like 2 apart, and that is a very tough one. I thought Water 7 NES Lobby is probably destined to win. I think we all what is it, Steve, that you said? Oh, I wonder how Water 7's gonna win this one.
Yeah.
I wonder when all is said and done, will it have like an easy ride, when the series is over? But maybe the reason Oda just ended things in Elbaf like this is because he's like, fuck these like arc delineations. I'm just going to do something completely different. We'll see. Next week. My name is Zach.
My name is Steve.
See you next week, everyone. Fuck ice. See ya.
What episode number was this?
912.
912.
See, I say it like that.
Now, like on 9/12, do you say last 9/11? 9/11. Yeah, I remember 2001 when everyone's like, "Man, last 9/11 was fucking crazy. I don't know if our country will ever be the same again."